Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to show you guys how I prepare the Good and the Beautiful science unit from start to finish. We had a field trip today and we had a light school day, so I've carved out time to get prepared to start our new science unit next week, which is going to be botany. So I decided to do botany in the spring because that's when things grow around us, and I figured that would be the best time to do it. So I'm really excited to do this unit with my kids. I've seen other people do it and it looks fantastic. And a lot of you guys asked me, how do you prepare for science units, Ashley? What do you add? And while I've shared kind of a process before, I'm actually going to create like a playlist on my channel of like botany videos that I find or anything, so that way if you guys want to use it, you can. And I'm also going to show you guys like what documentaries I find and things like that. So today I'm just going to be planning out the unit start to finish, getting a game plan together, figuring out, you know, what days are we going to do a field trip, like just figuring out all the things. So I do need to let you guys know that I've partnered with the Good and the Beautiful on today's video, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this. It should take me about an hour. Okay, so here it is right here. It is still in the plastic wrap. I haven't even opened it, but I did clean out my bookshelf the other day, so I already pulled out some books that we have that go with this unit. So I will just put these down in my morning basket because we do science downstairs, so I'll have these on hand. So Trees in Their World from the Good and the Beautiful library. This book, A Basket of Plums, is also from the Good and the Beautiful library. And then We Are the Gardeners by Joanna Gaines. I've had this book forever and I just loved it, but now it ties in perfectly, so I'm really excited about it. I'll link that on my Amazon for you guys. And then these you can find in the Good and the Beautiful library, these two. So I feel like these books are great, a good starting point for the unit. So I'm going to go downstairs with all of this stuff and a notebook, and I will show you guys what I do next. Okay guys, so here is how I set myself up for planning today. I am sitting downstairs just because I would prefer to be downstairs doing this at our kitchen table. So everything I have down here is my scissors, my unit of course, the books I'm gonna put in my morning basket, a binder that I'm gonna be using. I will go into that more. My planner in case there's anything that I find in here that I want to remember ahead of time. Like for example, if we're gonna be potting plants or doing stuff like that, I need to write it down in my planner. I have my phone just in case I need anything. These are Post-it notes that stick on here that I will use. This is just like my notebook for writing down kind of like my plan, my stapler for stapling mini books, 2 pens, and my laptop to save any YouTube videos that we want to watch in conjunction with all of this, and a protein bar and a huge thing of water to get me through. So I'm gonna sit down now, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put these books away, so that's one less thing here, and then I'm going to go through this unit. I'm gonna open it up and I'll show you guys kind of how I do that. So when you order from the Good and the Beautiful, they come plastic wrapped like this. In years past, I had mine spiral bound at Office Max for $4 or $5. But the reason why I don't think I'm gonna be doing that anymore is because I don't find myself loving the idea of going back to the same science unit again in the future. So my idea behind spiral binding them was that I would be able to save them, put them on a bookshelf and preserve them and come back to them. But I just don't think I'm gonna do that, honestly, because once I teach something, I have a really hard time wanting to go back and do the exact same thing again. So this is gonna be the first time that I use a binder, so I'm not really sure how I'm gonna organize it, but we're gonna find out together. like I said, in the past, I've had them spiral bound. So, and it does make them last, and they don't break, and the pages don't fall out, and they keep them really nice. So there's perks to doing that, but I think this time I'm gonna try something new, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do right now is I'm going to just flip through the whole unit, one page by one page. And I just put the Botany cover in the front. And I'm gonna separate anything that I'm gonna be cutting out, like the science vocabulary words or anything like this. And right off the bat, I'm seeing some notes about this unit right here for Botany. And I'm really pleased that I decided to do this because it says consider the seasons. So you definitely want to do this when you want to be outside. So spring, where I live, is perfect for that. And then it has field trip ideas, nature hikes, or a field trip to a nursery, farm, orchard, or neighborhood garden. All of those things are very easily accessible to us, and we already have a neighborhood garden field trip lined up. So I'm already getting excited about this. The next thing that we have right here is a Bible plant study guide, if you wanted to go into that. And so here's what I was talking about with the vocabulary word cards. So these I cut out because we hang them up in our schoolroom. So that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm just gonna separate anything that I'm gonna cut out versus put into my binder for the actual lessons. So that's what I'm gonna do first, is separate what needs to be cut out, what needs to be made into a mini book, and what needs to go into my binder for basically my teacher's guide. So right here for lesson 1, we have the mini book, the mini book early botanists included in the lesson. So I need to find that mini book here. Here they are. So this is what a mini book looks like. It's printed like so, and it has the line to cut it. So my kids love these little mini books, and they're a part of pretty much all of the Good and the Beautiful science that I've done so far. So I just cut the pages in half, and then I just give it a staple up top, and then that's how we do it. So I'm gonna continue on with this for the whole unit, cutting and preparing the mini books and cutting out the vocabulary words. So that is step number 1 for me. So the next thing I'm gonna do is actually get on YouTube, and I am just going to type in what I always search, is just anything I'm interested in with the word kids. So plant videos for kids. And then I will kind of look at them and I'll figure it out. And then I just will go ahead and click on this button right here. If you have a YouTube account, obviously you guys know how to do this, but I'm just gonna add a bunch. I don't really go through them all right now, but I'll just add any that look good, that I know are a part of some of the units after kind of flipping through it. And then also some things that, you know, my kids just might find interesting. So I'll just kind of do this and go through and add a few. And then another resource I really like is Homeschool Pop. So I'll go on Homeschool Pop and I will look and see if there are any videos for what I'm looking for, because a lot of times I find a few things that are on here. So this is kind of what I will look for, and then the Good and the Beautiful usually will have some recommendations for 4 videos to watch as well. So you don't really have to do this. This is, see, like right here, a 2nd grade curriculum. The first one is a plant video. So we're gonna save that. That's what I do. So I'm just gonna collect a few videos just for extra additional resources just to have on hand, and then I will do the same on Netflix and Amazon. Okay, so I'm on our Netflix account right now, and you guys can see my kids have watched these Magic School Bus videos already. They prefer the old ones over the new ones. That's just their opinion, but I'll have them watch things again if it pertains to what we're learning about. So this one right here is the school bus in the rainforest, and then this one above it is the Magic School Bus gets planted. So I'm gonna go ahead and save both of those because those will work really well. And that's probably all I'm gonna be able to find on Netflix, but I have a lot of luck with documentary science type videos on Amazon Prime, so I'm gonna check that out next. So this is what I was talking about on Amazon Prime. I usually have a lot of luck with this. You do need to filter through it and make sure that it's appropriate, because even if you go to like the kids section, sometimes some things will end up there. But this one, What Plants Talk About, I'm gonna go ahead and cue that. And then this one here, Amazing Plants, I'm gonna go ahead and do that one as well. And then I'm gonna also do In the Mind of Plants. That obviously it talks about, can plants like sense your care for them and watering for them, so maybe that's why all of mine die. And let's see, there's a lot of videos on like plant-based diets, so that could be interesting for my kids to kind of hear the, you know, the thought process of that. But I think that that is what's looking good so far for Amazon. I kind of have about 6. That's kind of what I try to do, as I don't need 30 different videos to watch. So 6 is good. Well, then sometimes I'll take a personal inventory of DVDs that we have. I'm kind of dating myself as a mom here over the fact that I still have DVDs, but The Lorax is a great movie about like the earth and caring for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and set these to the side so that those, well, this is for Easter, but so that those are both on my radar. So if you guys have DVDs, look through your DVDs and see if there's anything that you might already have in your house. So here's where we're at. I just found all of the documentaries that I want to have my kids watch on just some extra additional YouTube videos. I have the books that we already own in our library basket, and if there are any books that The Good and the Beautiful recommends in here, they always include usually a list of optional read aloud books, and one of them sounds good, then I will, yeah, see right here, then I will go ahead and write that title down. I try to stay under control when it comes to the books and just get 1 or 2 maybe. And so that part is done. I'm gonna organize a few field trips. I already have a few on the books that kind of correlate with this, so I'll share those with you guys. And then any activities where I need like supplies, this is like my list for when I go to the store. So on here, every lesson tells you exactly what you need. So I need to make sure that I have that stuff. So I'll make a little list. So this is what is remaining for the botany unit that I need to 3-hole punch. That is gonna go in here. You can see I've cut out all of the vocabulary cards right here. These are all the pages that I need to photocopy for my kids. These are things that I'll be using for my lessons. And then back here, these are also things where you do like an activity together. I don't like to cut these out ahead of time because then it makes it hard to find. So for instance, on this, the lesson will say, you know, find seed dispersal sheet and put it on the table. So I need to be able to see that. So I leave these intact, and it takes me about 5 minutes literally when we get to that lesson to go ahead and cut out what I need for those. So I leave those together until we need them, but I can tell that these are like the things that I will be cutting out once we get started. And then back here are all the mini books that I already made. So now I'm going to 3-hole punch this unit. At the same time I 3-hole punch it, I'm going to take notes of anything that I need to have prepared for the lesson, just anything that really stands out to me that I'm gonna wanna get at the store the week before, or anything like that, or any good ideas I have, I'll write them down on here and stick them in here, so that way once it's in the binder, it's all ready to go. So right now I am looking over the supplies needed for the lessons and only writing down the things that I don't have on hand. So for example, a lot of it is like paper towels, paper plates. I always have that kind of stuff. So I'm really just looking to see what items I don't have in my house that I need to buy. So that's what I like to do. And then when I get to the actual lesson, when I'm preparing like the night before or setting out all of my supplies, that's when I'll look for the stuff that I have, because I keep it all in one area. But a lot of this stuff is just like household items. So I'm just going over it and making sure that I don't need to buy like everything, you know? So just making my list, because I rather go to the store once and then have everything I need for all of the science lessons versus like go back and forth a bunch of times. So now that I've made kind of my shopping list, just so I'm able to get everything at one time, I'm going to go through and hole punch all of my lessons in, place them inside the binder, as well as write down any additional notes that I wanted to have. So for example, like on this one for lesson 3, you need a live plant. So on lesson 2, I'm gonna write get live plant for next lesson, and I'm gonna stick it on lesson 2 so I don't forget. Because I forget a lot. Okay, so I have put my entire unit, as you guys can see, into my binder. And you can see I've made little post-it notes for myself. So now that I've had a chance to look through the unit, I have some great ideas about additional field trips and activities that we can do. So now I'm going to sit down with my planner and figure out when we might go do these things. So I will show you guys my ideas once I get them down in here. That way, if you are gonna do botany, save these ideas for your area that you live in, adjust them. But I think pretty much anywhere you live, there's a garden, there's a trail, that type of thing. So I'm gonna look at our weeks ahead and plan this out. I know that this is going to be our last science unit of this school year, so I kind of have a time frame that I'm working with. So I'm gonna go ahead and plot out some field trips now, and then I'll show you guys those ideas. So I just went through my planner from where we are until the end of our school year, which is so hard to believe, and I planned these field trips that will go with the botany unit. So we're gonna do a trail cleanup, we're gonna visit a community garden, we're going to walk through a desert garden, we're going to go to the nursery, and we're gonna go to a flower conservatory. So all of those things will work well with the botany unit, and I've just planned them when we have availability. It's way too hard for me to try to, like when we do lesson 6 on flowers, go to the flower conservatory that exact week. It's just too hard. So I plan the field trips whenever we can get to them. The activities here, I quickly glanced there's plenty of activities woven into this unit in my opinion, so I'm not adding too much there. So now I pretty much have my whole botany unit ready to go, with the exception of the photocopies. I need to order an ink cartridge for my printer upstairs, so that's why I have not done that on this video, but I will do that. But this is how I plan out my science units in depth. And there's my little shopping list. So I've got everything ready to go. So now I'm very prepared, very excited to do botany with my kids. All in all, preparing this science unit from The Good and the Beautiful took me about an hour. But now I'm prepared for the whole 12 weeks ahead for science, and I'm really excited. It gives me a chance to see the things we're gonna be learning about, and it gives me a chance to kind of add my own creativity or anything that I think my kids might enjoy as well, and I feel prepared and I feel ready to go. So I'm really excited to do botany. If you enjoyed seeing how I plan science units, please give me a thumbs up. If you're interested in purchasing this unit, you can do so using the link that I always have in my description box. I'm really excited about it. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I love getting back to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful, and I will see you in my next one really soon. Bye guys.